A homeowner called us during the month of May as feral hogs have been rooting the yards, lake, and property within this residential subdivision since April. Rooting and damage was widespread across multiple property lines encompassing approximately 100 acres. The timeline was erratic as damage would occur for 2 or 3 nights in a row and then nothing for maybe a week. No one could tell us exactly how many hogs were creating the damage, but it was very clear everyone wanted the hogs removed as soon as possible. This segment will demonstrate a textbook capture of the entire sounder within 48 hours of building the enclosure. Our mission was to quickly gather intel and then efficiently remove 100% of the entire sounder in the shortest time possible. Standard operating procedure for each mission is to implement all 3 steps of our capture success matrix. Step 1 is to condition hogs to trust a daily food source. We erected a feeder and prepped the area with a half bucket of soured corn for aroma at 18:53 on 15 May. The bait area we selected was a natural funnel between the neighbor's fence and our homeowner's house. Wildlife fed uninterrupted for the next 5 days and nights until the night of 20 May. This doe was alerted at 22:23 of the approaching sounder coming from the lake. The sounder arrived at the feeder for the first time at 22:27 and fed for an entire hour before departing at 23:28. The doe came back at 23:51 until the sow and pigs returned at 23:57 for the second time. It is important to notice from the video intel that this sow has only 8 milking tits. There are 12 pigs total, but only 8 of them belong to this black sow. The sounder fed for a total of 40 minutes before departing for the second time at 00:31. Other wildlife such as deer, turkey, and rabbits will not feed when hogs are present. This point is made so viewers better understand how an invasive species such as feral hogs reduce all food sources available for native wildlife, both game and non-game species. The sounder returned for a third time at 06:10 in the morning and fed for 25 minutes before departing. The first night of intel gathering gave us several pieces of important tactical information. We receive intel real-time to our smartphones as it happens. The hogs show no signs of nervousness or apprehension at the feeder, so we are able to make a command decision on the first morning to immediately erect the enclosure. We already know the size of the enclosure needed to capture 15 hogs, so our trailer is loaded with the correct materials without wasting a trip to the capture site. We already know the best direction to orient the mine gate and build the enclosure from one night of intel. The trap is efficiently built without wasting any fuel, time, or labor. Now begins step 2 of the capture success matrix as we condition hogs to trust the corral trap enclosure. The first night of conditioning shows the sounder arriving at 21:52 on 21 May from the same direction and the same time they traveled the night before. It is possible the scent left behind by humans building the enclosure could have triggered this response. This is a good time to cover the reason JAGER Pro incorporates an 8-foot wide threshold into the M.I.N.E trapping system. 3 years of video research documented hours of feral hogs not entering a narrow 3-foot wide threshold, even after weeks of pre-baiting. Remember, our mission is to efficiently remove 100% of the entire sounder in the shortest time possible. We prefer not to waste weeks of time and labor when we have already proven hogs trust an 8-foot wide threshold over a narrow opening. This thought is intuitive to individuals with experience herding livestock. "22 May is day 2 of conditioning. We placed a small amount of soured corn at the gate threshold to stimulate a positive response with both smell and taste. The boar arrives first at 21:11. There is just enough soured corn on the ground to allow them to feed in close proximity of the enclosure while beginning to trust it. They seem apprehensive about the threshold opening, but their competition for food soon takes over. The sow and pigs move directly under the feeder, while the boar slowly feeds from the gate at 21:17. Notice there are only 9 pigs and 2 adults currently at the feeder. We already know from the previous night's intel that we are still missing the gilt and 3 pigs. A traditional trap set with a tripwire could have caused a 27% failure rate if these 4 pigs were missed. The last 4 pigs enter the enclosure 2 minutes later. We receive this M.I.N.E camera photo at 21:20, showing the last 4 pigs still outside the trap. Then we receive these photos to confirm all 15 hogs were inside the enclosure. Now we implement step 3 of the capture success matrix by using the optimum trigger device. Here we simply text the trigger code back to the M.I.N.E camera, and 7 seconds later, well, here are the results. We immediately text this photo to the homeowner and alert them that we are on our way to dispatch and remove 15 hogs. Removing hogs immediately from the trap enclosure accomplishes 5 important tasks in a residential subdivision. First, homeowners appreciate fantastic customer service. Second, it prevents hogs from the opportunity of escaping the enclosure. Third, it prevents hogs from communicating distress to any other hogs which may be in the area. Fourth, it prevents hogs from stinking up the neighborhood overnight, which residential homeowners definitely appreciate. Lastly, it allows us to quietly dispatch the hogs using a suppressed .22 caliber rifle with subsonic ammunition and remove them under the cover of darkness without bringing any negative attention from curious neighbors or the media. This segment successfully demonstrated the efficient capture of an entire sounder group within 48 hours of building the enclosure without wasting any fuel, time, or labor. The M.I.N.E trapping system proved to be an efficient control method in a residential subdivision. The next video in our series will continue to demonstrate feral hog behavior, so viewers will better understand how to accomplish 100% captures for more effective hog control. Call or visit us on the web to purchase the latest equipment or learn more about the methods and technology needed to better control feral hog populations in your area.